Welcome back to Biblical Wisdom. Today, we are diving into one of the most practical chapters in the Bible, Proverbs 14. This chapter is like a mirror. It reflects our character and asks us, are you building your life or are you tearing it down? Let's walk through it, verse by verse, to find out. The chapter kicks off with a powerful image in verse 1. A wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands. This isn't just about architecture, it's about our choices. Verses 2 through 5 remind us that our integrity matters. When we walk uprightly, we honor God. But look at verse 4, it's one of my favorites. It says, "Where there are no oxen, the manger is clean, but from the strength of an ox comes an abundant harvest." The takeaway? Growth is messy. If you want a harvest in your life, whether in business or relationships, you have to be willing to deal with the mess of hard work. Moving into verses 6 through 9, we see a warning about who we listen to. If you hang out with people who treat sin like a joke, verse 9, you'll eventually find wisdom impossible to find. But verse 10 hits on something very personal. It says, "Each heart knows its own bitterness, and no one else can share its joy." The takeaway? You are responsible for your inner world. Don't expect everyone to understand your deep pain or your highest peaks. Guard your heart, because, as verse 12 warns, there's a way that seems right to us, but it ends in death. We need God's perspective, not just our gut feeling. Verses 17 and 29 focus on our temper. A quick-tempered person does foolish things, but a patient person shows great understanding. Then there's verse 30, which is literally medical advice from thousands of years ago. It says, "A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones." The takeaway? Stress and jealousy aren't just mental issues, they affect your physical health. Peace is a prerequisite for a long life. The final section of the chapter, verses 21 and 31, gets very social. It tells us that it's a sin to despise our neighbors, especially the poor. In fact, verse 31 says, when we are kind to the needy, we are actually honoring God Himself. Finally, verse 34 reminds us that this isn't just for individuals. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin condemns any people. The takeaway? Our faith is proven by how we treat the people who can do nothing for us. Proverbs 14 asks us to choose the path of the prudent, which leads to life, or the path of the gullible, which leads to ruin. Which verse challenged you today the most? For me, it was verse 4, embracing the mess of the ox to get the harvest. Let me know yours in the comments below. Don't forget to hit subscribe for more wisdom studies. I'll see you in the next one.